Good morning, my small space. Thanks for listening. I hope you have a good day and happy Friday, sis. All right. Happy Friday. Thank you for the people that are here. Shout out to the people who will watch the replay. I'm sorry, I know I made this a little earlier than I said because I ended up booking a client. So I'm going to try to make sure I keep this to an hour so I can get out of here or less and be out of here on time. But I hope you guys are having a good morning. Let me see. I just want to make sure I take this off here. Thanks for being here. So I'm pumped about the full moon live because we get to break down more stuff. If you did not get a chance to check out the new moon live, hey, good morning, Natasha. Good morning, peace, love. Happy Friday to y'all. Make sure you guys check it out because I think I'm going to be taking that down. I think in the next hour or so, like after about an hour or two after this live. So make sure you check it out because it's going to be moving to members only. It's gonna, for the esoteric cookers. So thank you guys for being here. Happy full moon. Okay, the full moon. I forget what time it was this morning, but we're going to talk about all the things and we're going to talk about things that you could do. And then I have some bonus videos coming for members. I'll be talking about candle magic in a bonus video for members and also talking about different things that you could do on the full moon. So, but we're going to get into these things in this live as well, but we're just not going to go as deep. So, let's get into it. All right. So, the full moon today is in the sign of Taurus. And so, actually, what I love about this Moonology book is remember, I was telling you guys it breaks down a lot of things, but it has a really cool chart that lists the houses and it also lists the 12 signs and what they represent. Grand Rising, Louis, thank you for being here, love. Grand Rising, that full moon was the most beautiful sight and felt really good as well. All the way, it was so gorgeous. It was so good. Did you guys get to see the eclipse? I was like, no, I'm just gonna sleep. I slept through it. There was a lunar eclipse early this morning. I think it was supposed to be 3 a.m. Central Standard Time. So I guess that's 4 a.m. for some people or another time, depending on what time zone you're on. But I didn't see the lunar eclipse, but that moon was so beautiful, and it's still we should still be able to see it pretty well tonight. And it did have really good energy, Lue. It was very, very nice. I love just looking at the moon, like in its different stages, but especially when it's full, it's just so. I think it's just so beautiful. So yes, I definitely saw that. And actually, yeah, I went out with a friend last night. There's this like Christmas shopping thing in our town. And so, yeah, it was fun and it was a beautiful night. And I finally got me a good coat. So I hope you guys are enjoying that beautiful energy of the full moon. Yeah, I missed the eclipse too. um, but yeah, so there was so much going on. There was a lunar eclipse, the full moon, and some of the things we talk about. One of the things I'm still learning is how does the eclipse affect the moon, like the energy of the moon, right? Those are things to think about. I've looked it up before. It's been a while since I've looked into that because I think the last eclipse was probably over 6 months ago, if I'm right. For my people who pay attention to all this stuff, it's been a while. It's been a while since there's an eclipse, so I know that it affects it slightly differently. So actually, all the stuff that I do, like I'm going to do that tonight, and we'll break that down. So yesterday we talked about the new moon, and we talked about it's a great time for setting intentions, and we got into a lot of different things, right? The full moon, okay, is really about releasing. So there'll be like a peak of emotions. It could be different emotions, good, bad, indifferent, and then it's a good time to release those things. So this is a good time to reflect on what do I need to release out of my life, what do I need to let go of. And that could be emotionally, that could be something physical. For me, it's often emotional. It's a good time to I used to so I started my gratitude practice on the full moon because once I realized that the new moon is better for setting intentions, the full moon is really good for gratitude. But now I do that on both moons. I do it new moon and full moon. I express gratitude and I just think back and I reflect on the really good things that's happened in my life, and I just give thanks for them. Right. So that's a really good time to do that. You can do it in whatever way you choose. I personally like to write it down because then I like to go back and read it. And just like I talked about having a notebook or a journal, you can just put whatever full moon. So Taurus full moon. Then I have a little heading that says gratitude, and I start with that. And I always start with that before I go into setting intentions or anything like that. That's just my thing. So letting go, releasing, banishment, anything like that. Things that we just they no longer serve us, right? That's a very good time for that. Just really, really reflecting on emotions. Remember yesterday, if you listened to the live yesterday or were in the live, I talked about paying attention to what emotions come up for you on the new, well, mostly the full moon because it's just more intense emotionally. Pay attention to that. And then those are things that you can also work on as it relates to inner work or anything like that. It's a great time for doing inner work, inner healing. I also, so the stuff that I'm going to go into now are things that I do in addition to, whatever I've read and things like that. So I also use this as a time to clarify my goals. So, we talked about setting intentions yesterday at the new moon. And so at the full moon, I look back at what I've written down, gratitude and also intentions. And I use that as an opportunity to either reaffirm those goals. So I might write them again, or I might clarify those goals further. So I might, let's say I made a goal. I wanted a chair. This is just a very lame example. I want a chair, right? Um, my intentions are a lot more. They're a lot less shallow than that. And then for the full moon, I might clarify and say, oh, I would like a blue chair, or something. So that's just like it's a good time to clarify it, or maybe you even realize that this doesn't really align with where I want to go, and so you might even change some. So I use it. This is just something I do. I use it as a time to clarify my goals. Typically, I'm not really changing them because when I'm setting intentions, I'm really thinking about it before I set those intentions. I'm not just like making like a Santa list of things, right? So clarify your goals or reaffirm your goals is a good time for the full moon. Again, I'm just sharing things that I've done and what works for me. It's a good time to pay attention to the emotional baggage that you're holding on to, because a lot of people don't realize this. When you hold on to emotional baggage, not only can it cause a lot of issues for you, obviously emotionally, but it can cause you physical health issues, and it can also block your ability to manifest. A lot of people don't realize that. So when we hold on to a lot of things, it's not that things won't happen for us. It may happen slower. Just blessings could be blocked because we're holding on to certain things. And so that's something to keep in mind. And that's a great time to work on that, is during the full moon. It's a really good time for that. So, I would definitely encourage you to do that and work. Don't skip this. Like I said yesterday, a lot of people get very carried away with the material stuff. There's nothing wrong with wanting those things, but I use this as a part of my spiritual practice. So it's not just gimme, 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 let me get all I can get, let me stack paper to the ceiling. It's a really good time to grow yourself, to stretch yourself, to grow as a person, and to grow spiritually. And so do that, pay attention to that work. You will learn a lot about yourself. It will help you to be a better person, a better parent, a better partner. I'm just being honest about things that it's helped me in my life. This is, like I said, this practice. I really wish I'd go back and check how long I've been doing it, but I just know that if I'm doing it monthly, it's obviously helping my life, right? So, and I definitely can attest to that. So, that's what I would recommend. And that's a basic overview of what the full moon is. Some people don't really manifest on a full moon. I personally still do. I still do. It's just I might switch my focus. My focus might be more emotional, or like I said, is to reaffirm the things that I've already focused on in the new moon. So I don't know if any of you guys, manifest on the full moon. I'm not like rigid like that to be like new moon. It's only new moon for intentions, and you can't do that on full moon. That's not true. Because actually, when I started doing it on the full moon, and then I learned that the new moon is a better phase for that. So you can do it, and you can do it at either one of those phases. Personally, it just depends on what's happening, right? So that is a basic overview. Now let's talk a little bit. We're going to get more in depth. So what I've heard is the full moon energy. Obviously, it's the most powerful on the day of, but it can also be a day before or a day after, right? So it's a 3 day period. Peace, love. But I've also heard people say three days before, 3 days after. That's a pretty wide stretch. So it depends on who you listen to. Obviously, I would say, the full moon, the day before, day after. So, and the reason why I'm saying that is sometimes we get caught up and we might not have time to sit and meditate, reflect, and, whatever it is that you do. And I personally like to do those things. And sometimes I can't do it on the day of. So I might do it the day before the full moon, or I might do it the day after the full moon, just to take time. And I forgot to mention, that's a good time to meditate. It's a good time to meditate, sit with yourself, and just reflect, right? So however you meditate, everybody meditates differently. You find what works for you. And so, yeah, I really enjoy this practice. I really enjoy doing it. It's really helped my life a lot in many ways. And yeah, it's something that I plan to continue to do. Like I said, I feel more connected in many ways, paying attention to these cycles and just being grateful. Like the earth is so beautiful, right? And there's so many things that's powerful about where we're at, what's going on. So Louis said, my focus has been more so simply connecting with the moon, barefoot, of course, always barefoot. Louis, I love that. That sounds beautiful. That is, yeah, I think it's very important to connect with the moon's energy in that way. Spending time in nature, going out, barefoot, that's grounding, connecting with the earth. I love that, Louis. That sounds so beautiful. That reminds, that sounds like my husband. He stayed going outside barefoot, talking about some of his grounding and stuff. And I'm like, you better not be running up in this house with them dirty feet, Jeff. But I have done that. And there is something very grounding about it. It is very grounding and it's very peaceful. So I absolutely agree with you. That's a beautiful practice. Yeah. So, and please share, guys. I love reading comments like this because we learn from each other and it helps other people. So please share, if you feel comfortable sharing, your full moon, new moon practices, anything like that, or just in general, just please feel free to share. This is a safe place. So, So I'm going to talk about things that I do on the full moon. Now, some of these, like I said, I'm just going to be myself. Okay. It may not be for everybody. And I'm just going to say that. So some of the things that I do, the first thing I do is I charge my crystals. So the full moon energy is very powerful, and it's a great way to, the full moon energy clears your crystals and it also charges them. So every full moon, unless I forget, I sit them out on a window ledge. Hey, my small space. I sit them out. Oh, can you tell me what that is, sis? I sit them out on a, oh, don't wear shoes. Okay. Yeah, see, look, I got a lot to learn. If Jeff was reading this, he'd be laughing. He's like, I told you. So I set my crystals on like a plate or whatever you have. I set them on like a plate. And then I put them on the windowsill, and then I leave them overnight to charge. And then I bring them in the next morning. If it's nice weather, like I wouldn't put them outside this time of year. You can put them outside during the summer. Um, just make sure there's a couple things to think of. So if it's going to rain, most crystals are fine, but some crystals you don't want to be in the water for extended period of time. So just consider that. Same thing with like the sun. So if you there are crystals that will fade in the sun. Some crystals love the sun, some crystals they fade. So just remember if you put it out to bring it back in. So don't wear shoes. Peace Love said, I have an amethyst. Do I need to charge those? Yes. There's different ways to charge it. Peace Love. I love that you have amethyst. That's one of my favorite crystals. Amethyst is a very powerful crystal. I personally do like to charge it. If you're not able to, you can, as long as you're clearing your crystals regularly. Some crystals don't need to be cleared. I think like citrine, there's a couple of them. Well, selenite is self-clearing. Citrine, selenite. I used to have a list of things, but some of them don't need to be cleared. I still do them anyway, periodically. But some crystals kind of collect energy. That's the best way I can think about it. It kind of collects energy, and some of them will not be as effective if you don't clear them. So I'll give you an example. So I have, when I started using crystals, I was a trauma, well, I'm still a trauma therapist, but I did trauma therapy work, and that job was so intense, like, because that's all I was doing. I just was like, everything I was doing was not helping, child. I started to make sure I cleared my room. So I got like clearing spray, smudge spray. How I'm trying to be I'm trying to be respectful, because I think a lot of cultures use smoke clearing, but I think smudging, the word smudging, is typically indigenous. So I've been trying to say smoke clearing, out of respect. But a lot of people might not know what I'm talking about. So I can't use sage at work. So I had a smudge spray, and then I got these crystals. I went to the crystal shop and I asked the lady, what is good for trauma? What is good for absorbing negative energy? And she showed me a few crystals, smoky quartz and black tourmaline. And I got them, and I actually felt a difference in my work and in my room. But guess what I noticed? The work I was doing was so heavy that the crystals, you could feel, it's like you could feel it working. And then after a while, it was like nothing. I'm just being dead ass. Like, it was like nothing. So that's how I know you have to clear them. Sometimes, yeah, you'll know, like you'll just pay attention to it. Again, some of this might sound weird to people. I'm just sharing my experience. These are things I would never have believed before, but if you're paying attention to stuff, you're going to notice that. Just like I noticed before using clearing my room and all these things. I also have a salt lamp. It's really good for, like bringing positive energy and stuff into the room. So clear your crystals, because they will not work for you as well if you don't clear them, unless they don't need to be cleared. You can also get a slab of selenite, and you can set your crystals on the selenite. That is a way to clear them as well. But the moon, I just love it because it's like it's a good. It does two things. It charges them, and it clears them, and it charges them. So also, when you get crystals for the first time, always clear it, because a lot of them hold energy. So you don't know who's been touching that crystal. You don't know where that crystal's been. Always clear new crystals that you get. Every time I buy a new crystal or I get one as a gift, unless I get it as a gift and I know the person, I might not clear it, but I always clear it if I buy it in the store. So just some tips for crystal care and stuff like that. But yeah, I love it. I love that you have amethyst. I would love to get like a big chunk, but they're so expensive. I have like a little one, but yeah, I love amethyst. They're beautiful. Louis said Muta Baruka is a legend for sure. He's more than a poet, revolutionary. I love him. I'm gonna write that down, guys. Thank you for sharing that, my small space. And Louis, see, y'all are on it. This is why I love y'all, because I've been learning so much stuff. All right, I got it. Taking notes. Peace love said, okay, I have sage. Yeah, sage. I love me some sage. Um, it's good, and there's different things you can use, but sage is very powerful. When if you you can use it periodically, but if you go into a new space, if you get a new house, a new apartment, always clear that space. Especially if you are a sensitive person, always clear that of residual energy. Okay, so charge your crystals. That's the first thing. And then just bring them in the next day if they're outside. Or I like to keep mine on the window ledge because I don't want anything running off with them. um, okay, the second thing that I do, I don't do this every month, but I love this. Okay, I'm gonna go more in depth in my members only video, but it's moon water. Now I learned about moon water probably a year ago, maybe a little bit more. Child, the pandemic got my timeline messed up. I don't know about y'all, but everything is mushed together. I don't know when things happen. So moon water, let me tell you about moon water. Okay, so what I do is with moon water, I will find a glass bottle. I just like glass. I don't do plastic. Plastic is trash for water, okay? Because it's just not. Just if you can get a glass jar, it doesn't have to be any type of special glass jar. Just make sure it's clean. I get a glass jar. It could be a ball jar. It could be like those flip top lids like you use for kombucha or anything like that. Or you can just, if you bought, like, let's say you bought a beverage in a glass jar, you can just use that, just clean it and use it as long as it has a cover. I actually will put water in it, like filtered water. You can just use tap. It depends on what you're using it for. And then I close it and then I set it outside, but not in the winter because it will freeze and break. So put it on your windowsill. Again, you want it to be a windowsill that's getting moonlight. So some people got those cool moon top roofs and shit like that or whatever. If you have all access to that, that's great. If you have a deck where that's great. So I'm talking about if you don't have access, it depends on where you live. Like if you live in an apartment, your options are going to be limited in terms of where you're going to set things, set your crystals out and, put, if you want to make moon water. The moon water is always corresponding to whatever energy the moon is dealing with. So this is where, remember I mentioned yesterday, you always want to find, well, not always, it's up to you. It's nice to know what is it? What, sign the moon is in, because that's going to help to determine what properties that moon is going to have. So I set the moon water out in the moonlight and then the next day I grab it, because I used to just leave it there and then grab it. But I've read that if you leave it out in the sun, then it's going to become sun charged. So if you want it to be moon charged, you really want to be vigilant about when you pull it. So I leave it out in the moon and then I will grab it the next morning before sunrise. Now I'm more on top of it. And so what I use moon water for, you can water your plants because it's a very high vibrating water, higher vibrating water. So I use it to water my plants. You could use it to make tea or whatever. You could drink it as long as it's clean. As long as you clean the container and it's filtered water, then you can drink it. I use it for my hair. Sometimes I put in a spray bottle and that's just my little hair spritz. I might add other things to it. I use it to make room spray. So if you want to make your own clearing spray, because it's a higher vibe charged water, you can use that. You can use it for a lot of things. I'm going to get more into it in the members only video, but moon water is one of the things I love. I use it for, my favorite way to use it is to put it in my diffuser. Every night I run my diffuser. So I put moon water in my diffuser, add my little essential oils, and then I just run it. So that's what I do. Another thing you can do is take a bath. I love taking baths at the full moon. It's just a nice way to relax. It's a nice way to remember it's about releasing. So it's a good way to kind of release baggage, extra, emotional energy, just drama. take a salt bath. Add some salt crystals to your bath and whatever else you like. I like to go big with my bath, so I like to have bubbles, and I like sometimes I'll put like rose petals or whatever. I'll put crystals around my bath. It just depends on the mood I'm in, but I always add some salt, some Epsom salt or something. So yep, that is a nice way to detox and just to recharge. I used to do that. Like I used to be very on top of it. Every full moon, I would do a bath, but I've been lazy, so I confess. Some people put Florida water in their bath. There's all kinds of stuff you can put in there, or you can just take a regular bath. It's really up to you. So let me read Louis' comments. Yes, peace, love. Charge your amethyst. There's so many properties. Must clear it from negative energy. Yes, amethyst. You don't want to mess around with not clearing your amethyst because it's very powerful, very very powerful stone. So you want to make sure that's one of the ones that you're clearing. Louis said amethyst is powerful and certainly benefits from recharging from all the energy it's transforming. See, yep. See, Louis on point. She knows. Okay, meditate. I talked about this already. The full moon's a great time to meditate. You should be meditating anyway. Period. It helps a lot. There's literally scientific things about meditation. And there's different ways to meditate. So I have clients, I live in a very religious area. So I have clients that like who I'll mention, like when I worked in the States, I never had people freak out about meditation that much. And so I've had clients that I've recommended meditation to, and they'll just look at me like crazy, like I'm asking them to go worship the devil or something. And I'm like, we'll just talk about it. Just like, okay, what are your fears about meditation? Oh, it's not. And I'm like, well, if you can, there's all types of meditation. You can meditate with scripture if you want. There are Christian apps for meditation. Like, it's really wild, the misinformation that's out there. There are tons of way to meditate. And it's just sad. Just like yoga. People are like, yoga is demonic. And I'm just like, it's just crazy. Some of the stuff that I hear, I'm like, I don't understand where people get that information. Sure, everything is not for everybody, but the fear mongering is ridiculous. So anyway, that was my little rant. Let me get back on topic. So meditation, find a way that resonates with you. You don't have to empty your mind. That's hard. A lot of people are also intimidated by meditation, and it takes practice, and there's different ways to do it. Journal, it's a great time. Yeah, it's wild, peace, love. Journal, it's a great time to journal, reflect. And Louis already said this. Check out the moon. Hey, red vines and popcorn. Good morning. This is a good time to just check out the moon. Go outside. Or just look at the moon. Just connect with it. It's very powerful. It's very beautiful, and it helps you appreciate the cycles of the earth, right? Like just like when you learn to eat more seasonally, when you learn to eat things that are in season as much as possible, you kind of realize like, you know what? Everything has a cycle. Everything has a cycle. And so paying attention to the moon and how it changes and stuff, it helps us to appreciate the cycle and understand and honor that in ourselves. Louise said, peace, love. It's also good to set intentions with your crystals. Yes, as well. If you have specific ones after cleansing, speak to them. Do you carry yours around sometimes? And Louise, that is actually excellent because for a long time, I didn't realize that. and I was like, oh man, I'm missing out. And so she's absolutely right about that. Natasha said people hide their lack of knowledge through religion. They sure do, Natasha. You better preach it. They sure do. It was crazy. I had this lady, I had this client at my old job that I was like, something happened and I was telling her I was going to send her good vibes. And she was like, oh, no, I don't want you to send me good vibes. That sounds new age. She was like, just tell me you're going to pray for me. And I was like, okay, ma'am. And it was just so funny. Like, it's just the fear on her face. I'm like, I didn't tell you I was going to send you no crazy, googly eyes. Like I said, good morning, Shafira. I said I was going to send you good vibes, ma'am, positive vibes. It was so funny. She was like terrified. And I was like, oh man, it must suck to live in that kind of fear. So yeah, there's a lot of that. You're spot on. Red Flames and Popcorn said, I have rose quartz and clear quartz. I carry them with me. I love those. Rose quartz is also one of my favorites. Very, very nice, gentle stone. I love it. I have one by my bedside. So yes, I love me some crystals. Traverse. Oh, good morning, Traverse. Sorry, I said that already. So we talked about taking a bath. Oh, you can spend time with like-minded friends. It's a great time to spend time with people that are like-minded. And also, just yeah, whoever it is that resonates with you. So I tend to really like to be by myself. Like I used to have a group of people that I would hang out with, and we would just go outside and look at the moon and just hang out and eat or whatever. But I realized I really like the solitude of the full moon. That's just me personally because I reflect in things. Um, Red Vines and Popcorn said it really does. I felt a strong pull to journal last night to release someone, and it felt good. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. Thank you for sharing that, Red Vines and Popcorn. Pay attention to your intuition. Pay attention to the nudges that you get because it's a great time to do that work. Oftentimes, I realize when I sit down to do this work, it's amazing what comes out. It's amazing what you can release. It's amazing just all the awesome things that can happen. Sometimes it's intense, sometimes it's intense. So, you know, that is an excellent, excellent thing to share. And I hope people will read and reflect on that. I'm trying to see if I had any other things. Do you guys have any questions? So I talked about moon water, charging your crystals, baths, meditate, journal, connecting with the moon. Any questions? Feel free to ask anything. Or if you have more gems to share, because a lot of you guys have shared a lot so far, please feel free to share those as well. Um, so let's see. Um, Natasha said, "Oh my God, red wines and popcorn. That's my favorite movie food." Yes, popcorn, some good stuff. Peace Love said, "Thank you so much, the way I will." I'll tell you guys a funny amethyst story. So I think I've talked about that haunted house that I used to live in, and I had noticed a very because amethyst has a lot of properties. I think it can help to enhance your psychic abilities. I think it can like enhance your dreams, and I think it might even have some spiritual protective stuff. But like it, I remember the first time. I took a while before I actually got amethyst because I would read about it and I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for that because I started out very skeptical, and I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for this. I'm just gonna stick to my rose quartz and my black tourmaline, and then eventually I did get some amethyst. And the first time I got some, I was living at that place, and it was just very interesting. I felt like there was more things got a little crazy and then it calmed down as well. So it's really wild. If you're paying attention, you will notice stuff. You will notice stuff. Natasha Razor said mine's too. um yeah, guys, feel free to ask me questions, even if it's about the new moon. Like if you watched the video yesterday and you're like, oh, I have questions about the new moon, full moon. Reddy, I know Reddy will probably watch the replay. Shout out to Reddy. Reddy had some really great points, and she was talking about um the difference. She wanted to know the difference between the new and the full moon, and for a while I didn't know. And like I said, I use both of them to manifest personally, but it just depends on what you choose to do. And but there are different things associated with each energy that that's stronger at different points. So that's why it's nice to know that. Peace Love said, I have large pieces of amethyst, like 10 inches in diameter. Oh my gosh, that sounds like a dream come true, girl. That's what I want. I want a big chunk for like my office. Unfortunately, I can't carry them around with me, lol, but I wish. Yeah, you want to get like the pockets. No, it depends on where you have access to get stuff. Like, I usually like to carry a black crystal, anything dark, like obsidian, black obsidian, tourmaline. I think I had jet once. I haven't used jet much, but I like grounding stones. I like to carry those. And then I also like rose quartz sometimes. I have a rose quartz necklace. Um, and I used to have a citrine keychain, but the citrine broke off. So I was very sad. Citrine's like my favorite. I have one sitting on my desk. Not at work, at home. But I love citrine. That's one of my favorite. It's orange. I like orange. It's a happy color. So yeah, that's peace, love, girl. That is like one of my goals because it gets pricey. Like amethyst is not, especially amethyst. Rose quartz you can get, it's more affordable. But if you get a chunk of amethyst, you're gonna pay. Especially if it's like the kind that looks like it's like a half a geode. Man, those are no joke. But Louis said, I know we've passed this point. However, I really want to encourage everyone to place bare feet on earth. Louis, we are not past that. You're absolutely right. And actually, this is very good for me because I told you my husband, he's been doing that for a long time since I just met him, and I would just be laughing at him and stuff, and I did try it, and it was crazy. I was like, yo, especially if you do grounding exercises, like it's really 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 good. So she's right, she's on point, y'all. I can't now because there's snow outside, but some of you guys are lucky you live in places where you could probably still go go barefoot on the earth. I'm jealous. Louis said, we are electric beings. The earth is electric. Yes, it is. Connecting allows us to release toxins, physical, emotional, as well as charging. Louis dropping some knowledge. Y'all better catch this. So, one of the things that I've learned is, and I think I did this once outside. Um, but one of the things I learned is like how to do a grounding activity that like you can connect, like kind of what she's talking about. So you imagine um that you have like a light at your center, and then there's light flowing down to the earth, and then you're also drawing light up from the earth. That's a very very powerful grounding exercise. And if you can do that outside, man, it's on point. So I never used to pay attention to some of those things that Louie was talking about, but she's absolutely right. She's absolutely right. Um, yeah. So, any other thoughts? Anything else you guys want to share? I'm just gonna flip through here. Where is my journal? Like last yesterday, I shared a little bit. Where is my journal? See, I don't know what I must have left it out there, in the other room because I wanted to flip through it and stuff and share stuff with you guys. But yeah, I'm telling you, write it down. Write down the stuff that you do because you're gonna look back and you're gonna be happy. You're gonna be like, wow, this actually like happened. And you're gonna learn how to be better at doing it. To release, to manifest, all those things. So yes, I definitely encourage that. I also don't understand why people get afraid of crystals. They're literally from the earth. Like it's wild. I've had people like drop down, not on this channel, but on my old channel, and just say all kinds of stuff. And it's like everybody believes different things. So first I want to say that to be respectful to people, but the fear that comes with it is like it's just crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy. Um, so anyway, if you don't have any more questions, I'm trying to like think through if there's anything else I wanted to share. But this is it. Like a lot of stuff was in that new moon video. I will leave this one up as well. I might leave this one up a little bit longer. But the new moon video for sure, I did promise my members I would switch that over. So I will probably change that over, like I said, in about an hour or so. So give you guys some time to check it out. Hey, Gummy Bama, happy Friday. Louis said, you helped me a lot at the pressure cooker. Thank you, Louis. That means so much. You don't even know, especially with being more intentional with practices. Thanks. You are so welcome, Louis. I can tell you're a very spiritual person. I always appreciate your comments. Thank you for saying that. That means so much to me. It felt like, you know what? If these things are helping my life, I want to share them with other people, right? How many times do I get on here and share all kinds of wild stuff? And we have fun. There's nothing wrong with that. But like, it's just nice to share with other people. If this can help your life, then I hope it does because I know it's helped my life. Peace, love said thumbs up the video. Thank you, sis. Yes, please thumbs up, child. I need to get better at that. Please thumbs up the video. I would really appreciate that. It helps the video to go further. This was really nice. Learned a lot. Thank you. You are welcome, love. I might actually just leave this one public. I will put the new moon one on members only, and this one I will leave up so you guys so this is helpful for you guys. So thank you for the feedback. I love feedback. It helps me so much to know what's hitting with people, what's helpful. Red Minds and Popcorn said, thank you so much for this. You are welcome, love. I have the red ball. Yes, I'll leave this one up, so don't worry. Gummy Bama said, hey, Pressure, cheers to the weekend. Yes, cheers to the weekend, Gummy Bama. With the Ciroc bottle. Yo, Gummy Bama be cracking me up. Hey, Zion Movements, Grand Rising. Yes. Oh, big up to Zion Movements. Thank you for joining the membership. I didn't get to thank you personally yesterday, but I saw that you had joined. So thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Guys, as always, y'all know I'm sending y'all all the most amazing vibes. Thank you so much for being here. Seriously, I love these conversations. And I'll just share with you that sometimes I'm afraid to talk about stuff like this. These are things that are my personal practices, and so many people have so much to say, but I have to learn. I'm more confident with other things, but I have to learn to just be myself, right? Some things are for some people and some things aren't for others, and that's okay. And I just need to be okay with that. Zion Movement says, can new moon bring a sense of heaviness? It can. It can, Zion Movements. It can. Peace, love. Thank you for joining, sis. Thanks for joining. You guys are the best. And I got to step up my game. And I owe members 2 videos. So, like I said, I'm gonna do. It might not be for everybody, but I got a candle magic video coming, and I'm gonna go more in depth about moon water. So thank you so much, guys. All right, I love y'all. Happy Friday. I'll probably put out the other video. One of the other videos tomorrow for the members. And then if I have time, I want to come back and talk about the what's his face? Is it Zach? Did y'all see that video? Child, listen, it's just crazy. It's crazy the stuff that women go through. But yeah, it was heartbreaking. So I'll see if I can put a video about that. Louis said, check out this poem by Muta Baraka. I'm gonna write that down. Writing that down right now because you guys are the best. It's a classic. I hope you love it as much as I do. I will definitely check it out. Yes, peace, love. I gotta come back. Listen, so today's crazy. Today, I have a client, then I have a little bit of chunk of time. So maybe I'll come back in the chunk, and then I have like some more people, and I work a little bit later today. Hey, Kaylin White, happy Friday! Hey, Miss Tiva, you're not late. I mean, I'm leaving, but I just love when y'all. I love to see you guys in the chat. Shout out to y'all. Louis said, "Oh Lord, Zach is whack." He sure is, Louis. Listen, and I want to express caution. If you choose to watch the video, just please, like, be careful because some of that's I don't know how it couldn't be triggering, even if you don't have any DV experience in your past or had any friends or family members that's experienced DV. That shit is trash. I don't understand certain things. I don't understand. So yeah, Kayleen, it's good to see you, boo. And yes, so I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Enjoy your break, Miss Tiva. I'm gonna try to come back. I'm not gonna make promises because I don't like to disappoint people. But if I could come back and we can talk about that, that would be great. Peace and blessings to all of you guys. Please check out all the content creators in the chat. We got Miss Tiva. We got Peace, Love. Louis, do you make content? I don't know if Louis. I don't know, but please check out all of these awesome people because they're great, and they put out good content. I'm serious. I'm so serious. So thank y'all for being here. I'm gonna get my butt off of here and go get ready for my first client. But if I could sneak in between, I'll be back. Love y'all. Happy Friday. Bye. Sorry, no outro music. I do have to run. But you guys take care, okay? Bye, guys.